Once you have a record that now can be introduced to the world, you start to really see how effective hip hop is.
Right.
Because now you're like, wow, look at how today, I don't know if you made mention of it, but today how powerful the genre of hip hop is. But how did that happen? By crossover records.
Right.
By records that was going mainstream. So now when you look at, okay, well, who were the guys that was first making this crossover when it wasn't, you know, something that was culturally respected? You know, well, everybody didn't want to be a crossover person.
Right,
everybody didn't want to be known as the one that crossed over.
Right.
Because it might have compromised the integrity of an artist. I'm an MC. I can't do that.
Right.
I'm gonna stick to this.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys.
Right.
So now he's one of the soldiers.
Yeah.
They say, you know what? I'm gonna make this move. You might go against the grain a little bit. You might receive a little bit of backlash.
Right.
But look at what that did.
Right, man. But you know, it's crazy as you're saying that, because that's the thing about like he always kept it hip hop.
Right.
So you couldn't even speak against like what he was doing, because he always kept it hip hop.
Right.
He pioneered so many things. Like he's on the album cover with the champagne bottles, with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's hip hop.
Ladies love,
ladies love Cool J. You know what I mean? So like. And he made it cool, like listen, I'm gonna take this thing, you know. And again, like culture soldiers, again, there's so many culture soldiers, and this is our first episode. We're gonna be celebrating and going into so many other soldiers, you know, other culture of hip hop, you know, on this platform and on this show, you know, and going into showing, you know, how they actually pushed hip hop to where it was at, because like you said, hip hop was a genre of music that was looked down upon, frowned upon. Like, all right, what is that? I'm not listening to that. Now it's in commercials. Now it's in film. Now it's in movies. Now, you know, so like it helps advertise, promote, and push other brands, and from a fashion standpoint. Come on now. LL Cool J.
Remember the pant leg?
Yeah.
One leg up, you know. Yeah. He was, you know. Everybody was doing it.
Everybody was doing it with the pants leg
One
up.
Pant leg up. Don't even know why they was doing it. They say LL did it. He you know, branded it. And again, fashion. So it goes to show how influential hip hop is, and how somebody like, you know, LL Cool J can show how influential you can be even in fashion.
Right, absolutely.
Which opens doors for what? Now we're going to create brands that cater to a specific demographic of people that are hip hop.
Right.
So
now
now
into it.
Yeah, that are into it. Right. So now again, it's so much, and now at this point, we're only still focusing on him as an artist, right, and the things that he has done as an artist, which is, you know, you can't question. Like you said, he's hip hop in every aspect of it, you know, whether you talking about records, whether you talking about battles, whether you talking, whatever you talking about, he's definitely hip hop. He's held his own, and, you know, he's known. But now when you look at what has he done throughout time, we talking about, again, you know, from
the 80s
all the way to present day.
Present day, yeah.
He's created platforms that currently, you know, are super influential in the culture.
Rock the Bell.
Go ahead,
yeah, Rock the Bell, like that. Him playing classic hip hop, like that's the thing too. Like he hasn't forgotten about his peers, the people that came before him, his peers, the people that came up with him in hip hop, and the people that are here now. Right. You know what I mean? Right. He's very actively involved, creating, you know, festival shows. You know, this being the 50th year of hip hop, he been putting together great things for the culture of hip hop. Right. You know, and continuing to showcase the legacy, not only that he has left and put in, but his peers as well. Right. You know what I mean? And MCs and artists that has come after him. Right. You know what I mean? And you know, and that's just is major, man. Like it's so many things. Like if you go and it's like, wow, like he done did it all. Right. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about checking the box, he checked every box as an artist, MC, actor. The work that he put in the community, in the hoods, in the neighborhoods that we come from, man. You know, Yeah, man, he definitely a soldier.
And even at the platform, right? Like, again, a culture soldier. So what is he going to do? Again, he's going to be out there trying to, like you said, furthering the genre, fighting for, hip hop, for the culture. Right. And with his influence and with his ability, Rock the Bells, look how strong that is for hip hop.
Definitely.
He has longevity in hip hop. And now when you look at the platform, it's almost like it's a description of him in hip hop. Because look, throughout generations, what did we see with LL Cool J? He didn't just stay stuck in one time. He went from generation to generation making music
That's a good point.
Changed with the time.
Right.
So now here we are, when you're dealing with a platform that came from LL, you see that again, like you said, he's recognizing those that came up with him, the ones that was before him, and even present day artists. So that platform isn't just an exclusive thing to a specific time period. If you only from this time, no, it's for the entire genre.
Of hip hop.
Because
he evolved with it, all the way up to present day, man.
Right, which creates jobs. That's a soldier, a culture soldier that's going to try to employ you, that's going to open up doors for you so that you can, be successful in what he is known as one of the ones that made it what it is today. So of course it's going to make sense for him to be able to utilize his influence in the genre to say, you know what, I'm going to continue to fight for this culture. I'm one of the ones that was the first to do this and the first to do that. And today I'm going to be the first to do this, create a platform to do. He's still actively working. So again, he's one of the ones and one of the many that is definitely an influence to this platform. Because what are we doing? We've created a platform to recognize that work. You got people that may not have a clue that Rock the Bells is actually something that was done by LL Cool J. They may not even know that. They might know, Rock the Bells, and they start recognizing everything it's doing. Yeah, community events. I've heard of this and I've heard of that. But did you know that was
he the man behind it? Yeah.
And that's what this show does.
Yeah, that's true. And too, point that I don't want to forget. And it's hard when we bring up some of these things. It's hard not to bring up some of the other, icons in hip hop. But the fashion, right? Because I don't want to forget this neither. Like, you got artists that have gotten endorsement deals. Artists have gotten into a position where we can endorse other brands and other people's product.
Absolutely.
Based off of the work that, LL Cool J put in. You know what I mean? And not that, like, again, it's not just him alone. Like, it's hard because when you start thinking about that, one thing is like Run DMC, right? But which we're gonna get them. That's gonna be an episode on here, right? But just going into LL Cool J, man, like, he put in that work. He one of the ones that actually got it to that, helped us get it to that point where now people are paying artists thousands, millions of dollars to sponsor their brand. Be a person that represents their brand. You know what I mean? And it all came off of the creative ideas and the execution, how he carried it. You know what I mean? The gold, the leather, the different designers, and how he laid it. Again, he put in that work, and now look at where hip hop is, man. So definitely, a culture soldier, man.
And what I like about, again, I want to speak to the platform a little bit. What I like about the platform is that we're recognizing, what you did and the work that you put in as a soldier, because anybody could be a soldier. This is not an exclusive thing to just. You had to have been in a movie in 1985, like LL. No. You could be presently actively a soldier, just getting into the game and really just looking to fight for the culture. But what I like about it is we recognize what you're doing on a positive note, right? Because there's a negative, what's the word I'm looking? I don't know if it's stigma, but there's a negative. For lack of better words, sometimes people like to highlight negativity in hip hop. Which there's negativity again everywhere. You want to see negativity? Step outside. There's negativity everywhere. Now you can focus on the negativity that you're looking at, or you can focus on what's being done that is actually good. So this platform, we're recognizing the work that's being put in that is for the culture, that is a benefit for us as a people, and what our contribution has been to the world.
Right.
You know, so that's something that we got to make sure that we continue to do, because in social media and TV in the world, they push negativity and they'll sow, hatred. And there's other platforms that will highlight negativity and create problems versus where we are just recognizing what you're doing, and making sure that we give you that time to say, you know what, listen, you a culture soldier, hats off to you, and continue working for the culture. Influence others to be the same way. Let's go back to recognizing one another and say, yo, I see you, you're working,
Right.
That's hip hop.
Yeah.
Not having an issue with somebody or looking at somebody else being recognized and having a problem that it's not you that's being recognized. But you being able to appreciate one another and what we are all doing to further, the culture.
Right. And that's one of the things that a lot of the pioneers that actually started it, that's one of the things that they want. I spoke to like Grandmaster D, right? He brought that up. Like, hip hop is about love. It's about, having fun.
Right.
And unity and all of those type of things. So, I definitely agree with what you're saying, man. And that's the thing about Culture Soldiers. That's something that we definitely are going to do, man. We're going to continue to do that. LL, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you have done for the culture of hip hop, everything that you're doing for the culture of hip hop, being out there as a warrior, fighting for the culture of hip hop, continuing to elevate the culture of hip hop, and salute to you, Culture Soldiers.